Black, you know what time it is. Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. You already know what time it is. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to click that bell button because you need to have the notifications when we upload another one and another one and another one. You understand? If you're already somebody who contributes to the channel with the comments, the likes and the shares, then you already know what time it is, baby. You ain't got the minerals, baby. Are you mad? Are you mad? You lean a gay? Listen, don't make that skrrr boy error. You understand? Yeah? If you can't handle the heat in the kitchen, get out. Chile, baby. Let's get into the video we're talking about today. We are talking to you guys about 2020, honesty versus transparency. This is something that I spoke to you guys about within Ready to Love videos that we were doing. And so what we want to talk to you guys about today is about dealing with the topic of transparency versus honesty. Many people say they're honest. No, many people are actually more transparent than they are honest. And the reason for that is because the understanding of what honesty is and transparent. You could be transparent and be honest in that, but were you honest and forthright with that? Or was that something that we had to tap into first? Nobody asked you to be honest. Do you understand? Nobody asked, when it comes to transparency, somebody asked you to be transparent. In honesty, we never asked for it, and you decided to tell us. So we're going to get into the video. We're just going to get some definitions and then explain about how 2020 is about being the year of honesty and not just transparency. You understand? Boom! Let's get into the video. So I want to break down the definitions of what honesty and transparency is, and we're going to really decipher some things. So honesty is honorable in principles, intention, and action, upright and fair. That first few words are very important. Honorable in principles. When something's your principle, you live by it, which means you act out of it, because whatever you believe becomes often an action in you. Yeah, it turns normally into a conviction or into faith, which means to walk it out, to do an action. That's often, if you live by that principle, then that's what's going to come out. And so that's what honesty is. It's an honorable in principle, which means when something happens or some situation, you live by it. I live to be honest. Cool. Transparency, definition is open to public scrutiny. Just stop there. The first few words are very key. Open to public scrutiny. Yeah? Which means we're now looking in. Do you understand? We're now looking into you. We are inquiring of you. There's a difference. Honesty is forthrightness. It's part of your principle. You do it out of. But when it comes to transparency, it's open to public scrutiny, not hidden or proprietary. I have no clue what proprietary actually means. Probably should have researched that word. But being open to public scrutiny, what does that mean? It means that when I say, someone might ask me, oh, so Kojo, when's the last time you had sex? I'm like, oh, last time I had sex was 24 months ago. But you've asked me a question. I've been honest, but it's about transparency because you've asked me a question. You scrutinized me. Whereas if I do a video on celibacy, no one's asked me to do a video on celibacy. Nobody. I just decided to do it because I want to be honest and I want to be able to be transparent as well and let people know that, listen, bruv, listen, when it comes to this Christian walk, it ain't a joke, it ain't easy, it ain't simple. There's times where man feels like he's gonna move mad. Do you get it? So the difference here is that the word principle, intention, intent were mentioned, and we're going to kind of break these words down to give us a better idea in terms of what we're dealing with in 2020 when I say be more honest rather than just being more transparent. Do you get it? Nothing wrong with being transparent, but be more honest than you are being transparent. Okay? So the word principle is a fundamental truth, foundation for a system or belief or behavior or for a chain of reasoning. Principle comes with belief, which you go by or live out. So when something's a belief, you just do it. It's an action. And so when it comes to honesty, it's something that I live by. I just do honesty. I've got no time to lie. Listen, brother, Because I don't want to feel shame. I don't want to be in the dark. I don't want to feel like something's got a hold of me. No, listen, brother, listen, my man, yeah? Listen, I saw a girl the other day and listen, she was looking looking mad. I was looking at her for a little bit too long. I'm being honest and letting you know, cuz I'm being forthright. And this is a system, a foundational belief system, which when it's a belief system, you act it out, you do it. So honesty is also an action, it's about doing it. Verbs. You understand? Cool. And the other word that came up was intention, right? And intention is the aim or plan or course of an action a person intends to follow. Yeah? Determination to act a certain way. So when it says honorable in intention, it is your aim and your plan, or a set of action or course of actions you tend to follow. So if I know I've done something wrong, I come to you and tell you as a plan of action, listen, I gotta go and tell her that I'm not gonna lie to you, last night, you know, it got a bit funky last night and I gotta tell her, listen, it's moved a bit mad. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna be transparent and wait for her to come and say, what happened last night at the function, because I heard that some things happened. I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, do you know what, this happened, da, da, da. That's being transparent. But here it tells us about intention. Your intention being a plan, an aim, a set of actions that you planned and intended to be honest. You put yourself forthright to do this. So when many people say, I'm honest, I'm looking at you like, did you plan to do that though? Or did we actually ask you first? Was your friend honest to you, or did you have to ask him a question? Yeah? Was your friend honest, or did you have to ask them a question? You know, kids can sometimes be transparent as well as honest. You ask the kid, did you take the cookies from the jar? No. Did you take them from the jar? Yes. Under scrutiny, he said yes. I was honest though. You weren't honest though. I was going through a situation recently and the person said like, you know, I've been honest. I was like, you ain't been honest. You lied. You've come clean, but you've not been honest. Because you should have come and told me without me coming to find out from you. So you've not been honest. You've been transparent. And even that, you were slightly opaque. So that's why when it comes to being transparent, you can kind of feign it because it's not a principle. It's not a set of principles. It's not a belief system. Being transparent is a case of more time you've been caught. More time you're in a position where the person has information and they can unload it on you, and now you're telling them they're being transparent. Know the difference, because friendships are very, very important. When people are being transparent rather than being honest, it's very, very important to know. And then I broke down the word intent, out of intention. It says, a mental attitude which an individual acts, and therefore it cannot ordinarily be directly proved, but must be inferred from surrounding facts and circumstances. So it's a mental attitude. So if being honest is about it's honourable in the fact that you have a mental attitude which pushes towards I've got to tell the truth here, then that will come out. You won't wait for someone to question you because it's part of your mental attitude. It's something that you do. So what are my points here that we're discussing around 2020 transparency versus honesty? My thing is, don't let people pull the wool over your eyes when they're saying I'm an honest person, when they're not really honest. They're just transparent, meaning they don't actually come forth and tell you anything, but you have to question them, interrogate them, ask them questions before they actually tell you the truth. That kind of person necessarily isn't someone who's honest. They are just transparent, and that is very important because real friendship requires honesty. You know, like for instance, if you're a good friend, you know, you might have to tell the person, listen, bro, you'll be alright now, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, cause don't go out like this. You know how some girls don't tell other girls their makeup's trash? Like, that's not being honest. You know what I'm saying? Until the friend asks, oh, but wait, my makeup looks trash. Like, what do you think? Actually, you know what? You're right, it's trash. Why did you wait? Be honest. See, honesty requires a certain level of bravery and courage and strength. and confidence. And this is where we want to be in 2020. As I said, it is a year of development. It's going to be new year, new me, when we're doing certain things. So now you need to implement this particular action. And we're going to talk about how we're going to implement it in a second. Many humans aren't honest until the evidence has been presented. Many humans are not honest until evidence has been presented. Yeah? When you caught the person in the act, or you have information that tells you otherwise as to what they're saying, then they come forth and say, oh, my bad, you know, da, da, da. But they weren't honest. Were they? They withheld you from that. They didn't come clean. And so that's very, very important, because you will know your friendships by that level of communication and honesty. Truth is, honest humans are hard to find. People who are willing to come forth and tell you this is what I think and this is how I feel are very hard to find. Many people are transparent, but they're not honest. So when you find an honest person who is honest in love, then that person's worthy of holding on to, because they're willing to be forthright with you, even when it doesn't benefit them. You see, honesty is something that doesn't always benefit us. Let's be very frank. Yeah, a man who cheats on his wife may potentially lose his wife and kids, or lose his wife alone, or lose his girlfriend or whatever. But because of the principle, he decides to do it, whether he loses or whether he gains. See, honesty doesn't count whether there's loss or gain, but what it does count is that this is my principle, I must abide by it. And so that's why you know, people can easily fall into transparency, but find it very difficult to be honest. Very, very easy. Very, very easy to be transparent. You often find that people become, I say, honest, and I call it bitter honestness, when they're angry. When they're angry, that is when people start to then begin to give you the true honesty. When they're hurt, that's when they give you the true honesty. That's when they start to release, this is how I feel, this is how I really feel, this is how I feel. When you haven't answered it, that's when they start telling you stuff about yourself and your life. Because the emotion that's running now is anger, and that anger causes bravery. It causes you to overlook the shortcomings of your fear normally and lack of confidence, and you just say what you feel because you're feeling hurt, and it charges you to want to say those things. Be careful of the people that do honesty and anger too, because that is when you'll find out who truly rates you and doesn't rate you. Yeah, honesty can come out when people are drinking often as well. The true nature of how they feel about you comes out because they've been drinking. It's giving them confidence and boldness now. There's no walls holding them from their fakeness. They're gonna tell you what it is, and in doing so, you now know who likes you, who don't like you. Real honesty comes with transparency. So when I come forward, I tell you about, you know what, maybe let's say I fell, you know, yesterday or something. I haven't fallen, but just let's say that I fell yesterday and I finished fornication. I tell you that honesty, and then the person now begins to ask questions. So what happened? How did you get there? I don't want to talk about it. You're not transparent. Honesty is not complete without transparency. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, you know what? It's over. It's done with. No, I'm good. Don't question me about it. It's over. Yeah. Boom. Real honesty cannot be complete without transparency. It needs it, because the person needs to be able to scrutinize you. They need to be able to scrutinize the information they've been given. They need to scrutinize the information that's running at this moment. So, in that case, real honesty cannot be without transparency. The two are in some shape or form mutually exclusive. And honesty comes with vulnerability. I said that a little bit earlier on, in the sense of when you be honest, this may not be beneficial for you, but you're honest because of the fact that you are trying to be a man or woman of principle, and that can make you vulnerable because how you feel requires some kind of effort and energy to do so. Let's say, for instance, you like a girl. You could be honest. Like, I was the kind of guy that was like not honest, but I was transparent. So I would hope the girl would ask. I was shook. I just can't ask the girl out, whatever, when I was younger. And so the girl didn't have to ask, like, wait, do you like me? Yeah, kind of do still. But you know, you've been transparent because you've been scrutinized. But if you've gone forward, it takes boldness, it takes courage. It takes a certain level of vulnerability here to do that. But because I didn't want to be vulnerable, I didn't want to be naked. You see that the person then falls into that arena of transparency rather than honesty. And being honest festers trust. Being honest festers genuine trust. Why? Because the person didn't ask for that information. You voluntarily gave it up because you felt like it needed to be done because of your principle. So the next time you tell somebody, oh, that person's an honest person, are you sure they're an honest person or they're a transparent person? It's a big difference between the two. But real honesty comes with transparency. So when we're talking about this now, we're going to just talk about how to be honest. How to be honest. I think the first thing you got to do is that you got to stop thinking about the consequences or the kickbacks that potentially will happen, and say, am I a person of principle? If you're a person of principle, then yeah, you're going to be honest. If you're not, and you're deceitful and you're disingenuous and unscrupulous in the way you behave, then potentially you're not going to be honest. You're going to be transparent when it needs to be, and that could be the case there. I think another way to really be honest is that, you know what, you foster good relationships of trust with individuals, that you actually have genuine relationships with people, and those people you can be honest with because you're able to be vulnerable and able to be naked in front of them because you know they won't judge you. If they don't like it or they reject it, then you may want to look at the delivery. If it's not delivery, then it may be the other person. Do you get me? So yeah, guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe down below. Click on that notification button. For those who are returnees, like and share. Appreciate you guys. Let us know your comments down below. What do you think? What do you feel? What do you think to what I've said? I mean, in terms of, you know, talk about honesty and transparency. Maybe you have a different definition, which I think there probably will be. Comment down below. Let us know what your definitions are. It's 2020, baby, and we're gonna be in change and love. It's 2020, baby. It's time for change, baby. You don't know? I hear ya. Appreciate you. Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. This is just a short announcement about Little Black Book will be expanding. How so? We're going to be expanding offline. Already I have already had some great successful conversations with some individuals who've asked for some I guess conversation and dialogue, if you want to call it some consultation. And so what I wanted to do is actually now extend that out to the wider market. So if you are interested in having consultation myself relationship wise, that could be dealing with romantic partners, dealing with parents, that could be dealing with you know, work, whatever, relationships with colleagues, dealing with dilemmas, things that are personal to you that you want to be able to have a conversation with. If you like that particular service from ourselves, I would love for you guys to first register your interest by just emailing us down below. We've got a new email, so I would love for you to email us down below. Let us know, just let us know just let us know what your dilemma is, and just registering your interest with us.